thanks Matt and Jack for bringing us all that insight into the fantasy football world. Now we're gonna close the show off with our rapid fire segment. And the first question I'm gonna ask you guys is: should the Pats be worried about the Bills?
I would say yes, but because I know looking at this beforehand, yesterday that wasn't be my answer. But that Thursday night game, the Bills just kind of disappointed me. So I would say I would change my answer to no right now.
Yeah, I was the exact same way. When I saw this, I was ready to say yes, they should be, based off their performance with the Raiders. And then now I don't think there's any need to worry.
Yeah, they did not show up at all against the Jets. And the Jets.
I will say they have made a lot of progress this year.
Yes.
But I just, not yet. not yet with the Pats.
And then Tom, we talked a lot about Tom Savage earlier. So Tom Savage or Jacoby Brissett, which young quarterback is going to step up and win that battle of two and not quite up to par QBs?
I'll go with Tom Savage just because he has had experience with that Texans team before.
I'm going to go with Jacoby Brissett. I just, based on that statement Tom Savage made, obviously he doesn't have a lot of confidence in himself, which to me is kind of a red flag. So I'd like to see Brissett do some interesting things.
We kind of touched over this earlier, so I don't know necessarily why I wrote it. But will Matthew Stafford and the Lions finally win a game in Lambeau?
I'm going to keep my answer.
All right.
Yes, they'll with the Packers and was it Brent Huntley?
Yeah.
Brent, yeah. Just with him playing, I don't think that they'll be able to pull that out.
Yeah, my answer's the same too. Definitely.
Not the best question. My bad, guys.
I think they'll pull it off.
Yeah, and Brock is back, and so I mean, how much of an effort or of an impact do you think he'll have on this Broncos team? Maybe not just this week, but in the future.
I would say this week, not very much, but I could maybe see it being in terms of the rest of the season, possibly. But I just don't understand why they brought him back in the first place. So I would say probably just no.
I completely agree. Especially this week, he's got to get back in the swing of things. I don't know that he may have an impact, help him out a little bit, but I think a lot of Broncos fans are kind of waiting for that next, the Peyton Manning, and I don't think he's going to be that.
Yeah.
I mean, Broncos fans were singing his praises just a couple of years ago. And then he left, and then they started bragging on him. But I do like Brock Osweiler. I just don't know if this is going to be the best fit for both situations, like y'all said. And the last question I got is, the Skins have been absolutely decimated by injuries. Is it bad luck or poor conditioning at this point?
I think it's a little bit of both. They have had just horrible luck with just one thing after another. And so a lot of times that does have to do with just conditioning on the staff's part.
Yeah.
But also it's just kind of like a tough luck kind of thing.
I completely agree, 100%. There are some injuries that can be prevented by, a better conditioning program, but at the same time, if somebody's going to land wrong or get tackled or whatever, there's nothing you can really do. If somebody's going to break a bone, it's going to happen.
Yeah, that's pretty much my opinion on that question, too. But that wraps things up for this week's episode of the NFL Preview Show. I'm Ben Parsons.
I'm Grace Edinger.
I'm Joe McLean.
And we hope you all enjoy the games, and be sure to follow us on Twitter at CCS on SGTV. Have a great week.